Hello, I'm going to do a quick update now because I'm about to teach and I thought the news is too important to avoid talking about. President Putin has put out a message about his conditions for ceasefire negotiations in Ukraine. This is Ukraine must completely withdraw its troops from the country's Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia regions. I think that's the whole of the region, not even those bits that Russia has not yet conquered, as well as to formally renounce its intention of joining NATO and presumably to stop attacking Crimea. If these conditions are met, Russia will immediately cease fire. He says, I want to emphasize it must be from the entire territory of these regions within their administrative borders as they existed at the time of their incorporation into Ukraine. As soon as Kyiv recognizes that it is ready for such a resolution and begins the actual withdrawal of troops from these regions, as well as makes an official notification that it has renounced plans to join NATO, our side will immediately issue an order to cease fire and begin negotiations. Literally at that very moment, I repeat, we will do this immediately. Russia's proposal is not about a temporary truce, it's about a final resolution, or does he mean final solution? And these are the conditions for Putin to establish a peaceful resolution. We would like such decisions regarding the withdrawal of troops, non-aligned status, and starting a dialogue with Russia on which the future existence of Ukraine depends, to be made independently in Kyiv, guided by the genuine national interests of the Ukrainian people, not at the behest of the West, although there are significant doubts about this. Moscow was making another concrete real peace proposal. If Kyiv and Western capitals reject it, that is their choice, their political and moral responsibility for the continuation of bloodshed, he said. Now, the point about this isn't a peace negotiation starting. This is actually another form of conquest. This is taking further land simply by edict, having failed to take that land by conquest. It is the most extraordinary chutzpah and the most savage land grab that I can think of, short of Hitler invading Poland and Czechoslovakia. And it is outrageous that anybody should consider this as legitimate. The reason it's there is because the G7 is meeting today and in Italy, and Putin wants them to feel the full force of his authority and his desperation. But the fact that he's even discussing this is a sign of hope, but it's certainly not the terms on which a country, an independent country, should conduct negotiations with the country that invaded its sovereignty and that has stolen its land. This is an outrageous proposal, and I cannot imagine that anyone's going to take it very seriously, but they will take seriously the thoughts behind it. And this is either, well, it serves two functions. Number one, it justifies further aggression by Russia. And number two, it suggests Russia is anxious to move forward in some way. As I say, I think it's very bad that we are involved in sanctions against Russia, because this means it's very difficult for the West to engage in dialogue, to prepare the way for negotiations. But these are not the negotiations of a sane individual. These are not the proposals of Putin. These are the proposals of a mad group in the Kremlin. Putin is simply the personification of that mad group. Putin, as we know, is lying in a smeg fridge. pushing up against a bag of frozen peas. So long now in that smeg fridge that I think it's very difficult to tell the difference between Putin and the frozen peas.